Paul O'Day of Cage Legacy and the MMA Opinion. I am joined on the line today by Abanoub Anger Management Fares of SBG Cork City. On April 3rd, Abanoub takes on Brandon Myers in a bantamweight contest at Cage Legacy The Aftermath live on pay-per-view. How are you doing today, Abanoub?
I'm doing really good. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. I do have to ask how training is going with everything that's going on in the world at the moment and the lockdowns, etc. How has it been putting a training camp together?
Putting a training camp this time has been a bit more difficult than normally, but it's definitely doable. I'm having one of the best camps I've had in a while, so I'm expecting to be in probably one of the best shapes I've ever been in so far.
Very good, glad to hear it. I do have to touch on the event itself as well, Cage Legacy The Aftermath. What to you is the importance of this event, given the fact that we haven't seen an event in 2020 and MMA is coming back with a bang in April with such a huge card?
Like, obviously we haven't fought in over like a year and a half for some people, maybe even longer for some other competitors. So obviously Cage Legacy coming back is a big step forwards, especially with COVID, because as you probably know yourself, this is not going to go away overnight. It's probably going to be here for another couple of years. So the fact that we're kind of adapting to it and we're working around it's definitely a big bonus for the community.
Definitely. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got started in MMA yourself.
I got started in MMA probably about maybe just under 10 years from now. So I started when I was 11. It'd be 10 years in August exactly when I started. I started off with some MMA and I had a couple of MMA fights, but back then it was like the rules were a bit different. There were novice fights. I didn't have amateur fights back then. And then I actually fell in love with Thai boxing and K1. So I started fighting Thai and I went on a rampage and fought for about maybe 4 or 5 years worth of striking. If not maybe 6 years. I went on a rampage, just fighting as many fights as I could, fighting between novice MMA, Thai boxing, kickboxing, K1, anything really I got offered. And I just fell in love with striking. And I went from there. I was still doing MMA alongside the whole time.
Yeah.
But at the time, my passion was just in striking, because when Safe MMA came in and the new rule set came in, you have to be over 18 to turn amateur.
Yeah.
So obviously I could only fight like no headshots fights and light contact, like novice rules. And for me, that wasn't my personal favorite thing to do. So that's why I went to striking, because I love to fucking smack boys in the head nice and hard. I don't like that light contact stuff. It's not for me.
Yeah. You mentioned that you didn't get a chance to compete in 2020. How frustrating was that for you? And do you feel like during that time you've got an opportunity to sharpen your tools?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big opportunity that I get to fight right now, because I haven't fought, like you said, in over a year, maybe a year and a half now. And before that, I was used to fighting maybe every 2 months, like every 2.5 months, every 7 or 8 weeks, I'd have a fight, whether it's K1 or it's MMA. And I love being in fight camp. It's just, to me, it's when you're training for something, you got to have a purpose. You know, I don't like to train for fun. I love training. It's my whole life evolves around training, but I like to train with a purpose, you know, always. So when you have a fight and it gives you a purpose, you want to show up to training. You want to put that extra 10% in. You want to work a lot harder. You're going to work a lot better with everything. It's just a better vibe overall. Like.
Of course. And you do have 4 teammates fighting on this card. Does this help with preparation and having that kind of team around you, all preparing and with the same goal, as you said?
Definitely, yeah. When you have a team on the fight card rather than just the one person, the whole team is evolving. The whole team is pushing each other specifically for this fight card. You know, we're all training together. If anybody has a weight cut, we're helping each other out. We're doing all our team sessions together every single day. So it's a positive vibe right through. We're all boosting each other, helping each other improve, you know.
Very good. And we do have to touch on your opponent as well. Your opponent, Brandon Myers, is another SBG fighter. He's coming out of SBG Charleston. Do you know him well, and what are you expecting from him in this bout?
I don't really know Brandon at all. I've seen him fight once or twice. He fought on the same Cage Legacy show with me once or twice before, but I don't know much about him. From what I look at, he's a jiu-jitsu head with some striking and some boxing. He's a good fighter. He's a pretty good fighter overall. He's very decent. But I have a lot of surprises coming in because the last year and a half I didn't sit on my ass doing nothing. I went to Spain to train. I came back here. I've been training every day for the last year and a half, and the improvements you can make within a year and a half is crazy. So he's in for a big surprise.
So do you believe that 2020 was a blessing in a sense that you got that extra training in and you got to evolve in the sport?
Like everything happens for a reason, you know. I'm in my eyes, it's been a blessing in one way. Yeah, definitely. For me personally, 2020 has been a blessing. I've reflected on the things that are more important to me, and that's training, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was almost falling out of love with things because I was just training for a routine. I wasn't training for the love of it. Yeah. And now I kind of fell back in love with training. And I'm training because I love it. I'm addicted to it, not because it's a routine. And I think just that mindset alone is going to change me completely as a fighter.
Very good.
You know, just the way I train, just the way I do everything is completely different now from before.
Very good. And given a victory here on April 3rd, what is next for Abanoub Fares?
Whatever's out there. I just want to fight. Whatever shows out there. If I can get a scrap the next day, I'm down to fight. You know, I'm not sitting on my ass for the next year and a half again. If I get a fight, when I get my win on April, if I get a fight like 2 weeks later, let's fucking do it on another show and just rack them up. Yeah. I want to go to the IMAFs as well. I don't know if I'm going to go to the IMAFs in the summer, but I want to go to one of the IMAFs this year, definitely.
Very good. So you're hoping to be very active in 2021, and are you still going to transition between K1 and MMA, or are you going to put all your focus in MMA?
Right now, I'm going to put all my focus into MMA. As sad as it is for me to admit it, but I love MMA. MMA is my true passion. It's more than K1, more than striking, you know. Obviously, if there's a fight there on short notice and I don't have a fight coming up, yeah, I'll jump into K1 and I'll jump into Thai boxing. But I don't think I'll be doing any specific camps just for a striking fight. I want to push everything into MMA for the rest of my career, really, as far as I know.
Very good. And we're asking all the fighters as well to tell us something we don't know about them. So what don't we know about Abanoub Anger Management Fares?
What don't you know about Avenue Anger Management? Well, my name, as you know, I'd probably get really angry. So you probably know that already. What you don't know is, fuck, I don't even know that myself. But if I was to take a random guess, my interests in other sports, I guess. I don't know. When it comes to fighting, I'm not only in love with fighting, but I'm just addicted to winning. That's actually it. I'm addicted to winning. Whether it's in MMA, whether it's in cycling, running, anything. I fucking hate losing. I hate failure. I can't do it. It drives me insane.
Very good. And for a soundbite for us, Abanoub, could you tell us why we should tune in on April 3rd to this fight specifically?
Why you should tune in? You should definitely tune into this fight because I'm coming in with 100%. I know he's gonna come in with 100%. You know, we're gonna put on an absolute scrap of a fight. We're gonna go right in. We're gonna go at it. I'm coming for the kill. You know, I'm not coming in to wrestle or just touch gloves. I'm gonna wrestle, strike, grapple. I'm gonna do everything in this fight. I'm not just focusing on one thing. And I know he's listening. He's gonna be listening to this, and he should know that. I'm coming for the absolute kill. It's a fight. It's a dog fight. That's literally it. That's the only way to put it. It's a fucking dog fight.
Very good.
You know?
And where can we find, before we let you go, where can we find you on social media? And do you have any shout outs you'd like to do?
You can find me on Instagram as MMA_ab_TFB. The pay-per-view link for my fight is actually in my Instagram bio. So if anybody wants to purchase that, head away and get it. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Snapchat, everything. Just go on my Instagram, type MMA_ab_TFB. All my other platforms will pop up from there, and you can follow me from there. Yeah, that's kind of it. With shout outs, I want to give a shout out to my coach, Liam. He's been putting a lot of work in with everything, and my younger brother, he's been training me crazy also. And I want to give a massive shout out to the gym, SBG Cork. And yeah, that's about it.
Very good. Be sure and tune in on April 3rd. Abanoub Fares takes on Brandon Myers in a bantamweight contest live on pay-per-view. Thank you very much for coming on with us today, Abanoub.
Thank you, Paul. You're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you.